For Colorado State, Kate White, the opening leg, followed by Amoni Ashby, Mariah Witt, and Laura Yarrow. For UNLV, Spencer Moore will lead off. Scheduled, Ajane Crow Carter, second, Miranda Menzies, and then Rebecca Hobby. For New Mexico, scheduled, Mackenzie Everett first, and then Lerma Rodriguez second, Zoe Howell, and Emily Hosker Thornhill with the anchor leg. Fresno State scheduled Megan Perzelski to lead things off, with Nyla Harris Murillo and the second leg, Desiree Johnson, and then Anna Marie Schwantz with the anchor. The Cowgirls of Wyoming have Lauren Hamilton slated to lead things off, followed by Kimberly Robertson, Cassidy Mead, and Audra DeStefano. The Broncos of Boise State have Alexis Fuller scheduled to take charge at the start, then Chastity Love, Sadie Henderson, and Ali Ostrander. Air Force, Karina Gillespie will lead off, Kalia Gorman, Juliana Vessa, and Hannah Everson. For Nevada, Sydney Root, Desiree Pennington, Lindsay Adams, and then Megan Wood on the anchor. And scheduled for the Aggies of Utah State, Kelsey Imuchi, Brianne Bates, Shannon Maloney, and Tori Parkinson. And the ladies underway in the distance medley. Waterfall start, of course, to start. 3, 3, and 3 as they hit to the back stretch. Then they'll have a break into the inside lane as they come around the turn here. We'll be underway. They got to come all the way through, about 3/4 of a lap before they make the cut to the inside. We'll be able to sort it out at that point. This is a great field of individual runners, especially as you get to the distance legs at the back end. There's some really outstanding folks. Early on, Air Force Academy chooses to take the early lead with Colorado State close behind. Again, 1,200 meters to start. Second leg 400, 800 the third, and a 1,600 meter anchor leg, and more on that when we get there because there are some really fine athletes involved there as we come to that last leg. Should be a really good championship final here on the women's side as some of the top distance runners in the nation are right here in the Mountain West. Air Force continuing to lead early on, Karina Gillespie, followed by Colorado State, and for the Rams, that's Kate White. Wyoming currently third, and for the Cowgirls, Lauren Hamilton doing the honors. Hamilton trying to move into that second spot, but right now Colorado State says thank you very much, we'll keep it for now, and that is again Kate White. Coming through one more time, Air Force, Colorado State, Fresno State has now moved to the third spot, then Wyoming. Our second pack is UNLV, New Mexico, Nevada, Boise State, and I believe Utah State. Gillespie of Air Force has extended her lead a little bit for the Falcons, a sophomore at the academy. In this distance medley, we can tell you that New Mexico, coming into the championship, the best time in the conference and the 7th best time in the nation are the Lobos in the women's distance medley. San Diego State, 2nd best time in the conference. Boise State 3rd. Utah State had the 4th best time coming in. Impressive that the Lobos, the 7th best time in the country and 10th at the NCAA Championships in 2015. Here they come, and Colorado State now to the lead with Boise State and Air Force battling second. Looks like the Broncos have taken second, Air Force now third. Wyoming fourth on the outside as they go to the backstretch. Wyoming moving up a little bit in this final lap. That's Lauren Hamilton. Hamilton in third. And now the move made by Boise State, and Boise State overtakes Colorado State, it looks like, as they are at the turn here and coming off the turn to the straightaway and for the second leg. And this second leg is a 400-meter sprint, so they'll get it rolling here. Boise State, a good exchange for the Broncos, good exchange for the Rams, the Cowgirls, the Falcons, for the Bulldogs, for the Wolfpack. UNLV a bobble, but they're back on. New Mexico and then Utah State. And the sprint is on now in this second leg. Distance on everything but this leg. Boise State is battling Colorado State. And Colorado State now has taken the lead. It's Colorado State and Boise State. For Colorado State, that's Amoni Ashby. For Boise State in the second leg, that's Chastity Love. For Wyoming in the second leg, Kimberly Robertson. For the Air Force Academy Falcons, it's Halia Gorman. For Fresno State, Nyla Harris Murillo. And to the third exchange they come. It'll be an 800-meter leg, and it's Colorado State trying to hold on and leg it out, and they make the exchange. So Colorado State, Boise State, Wyoming, Fresno State slips in to fourth, followed by Air Force. And the fourth leg for Boise State, it is Sadie, for the third leg, Sadie Henderson doing the honors for the Broncos. For Colorado State, Mariah Witt in this third leg. For the Wyoming Cowgirls, it's Cassidy Mead. For the Air Force Academy Falcons, it's Juliana Avessa. For Fresno State, it is Desiree Johnson, and they are just now being passed by Air Force, but very comfortable. For the Wolfpack, it is Lindsay Adams. For New Mexico, it is Zoe Howell. Utah State's Shannon Maloney. UNLV Miranda Menzies on the third leg. Again, an 800-meter leg right now. The fireworks will really get started as they probably hit the 16 mark now. Boise State, Wyoming, Colorado State, Fresno State, and Air Force, the top five right now. And coming off the turn, it's still Boise State. Wyoming, Colorado State comes to the outside. They go to the second spot. They'd like the first spot. And Colorado State, Boise State pretty much elbow to elbow right now. They'll head to the backstretch. It's still Boise State. Colorado State, though, putting it on. Boise State holding them off right now. Sadie Henderson battling Mariah Witt. They go to the turn. Wyoming third, Fresno State fourth. And here we go to the final leg, and this is going to be special. Allie Ostrander takes it for Boise State. She is the number one ranked runner in the United States in the 3,000 and the 5,000 in the NCAA, and she is running the anchor for Boise State right now. Colorado State's Laura Yarrow is the anchor leg there. Fresno State, it's Anna Marie Schwantz. For Wyoming, the anchor leg belongs to Audra DeStefano, and that's your first four right now. This is the 1,600 leg. This is the number one runner in the NCAA in the 3 and the 5 at the lead. For New Mexico, it is for New Mexico, Emily Hosker Thornhill at the anchor leg. For Nevada, it is Megan Wood. Hannah Everson handling the anchor leg for the Air Force Academy. The anchor leg for UNLV, that's Rebecca Hobby. And for Utah State, Tori Parkinson doing the honors at the anchor spot. Ostrander, the freshman at Boise State, extending the lead a little bit over Colorado State. And Laura Yarrow, Ostrander and Yarrow. Fresno State's Anna Marie Schwantz in third, and the University of Wyoming's Audrey DeStefano currently fourth. Then it's New Mexico and Emily Hosker Thornhill, followed by Hannah Everson. Then it's Utah State, Nevada, and UNLV. Utah State, Tori Parkinson. Nevada, Megan Wood. UNLV, it's Rebecca Hobby. O'clock, 800. 5 o'clock will be the start time for the women's 800 in the pentathlon. We will have 2 heats. 5 o'clock start time for the women's pentathlon 800. Meanwhile, back on the track, Ostrander has extended her lead. She was the cross-country champion in the Mountain West this year on a beautiful course up at Reno, Nevada, the Montreux Golf Club. She had a wonderful run there, claiming the individual title for the Broncos, and the number 1 runner in the country in the 3005, just a freshman, continues to extend her lead, doing what she does best. And she is looking to bring home the first event championship for the Broncos. Meanwhile, Colorado State Yarrow is second. Wyoming is third. Fresno State putting a little pressure on Wyoming. Then it's New Mexico. It's the Air Force Academy and Hannah Everson. It is Utah State, Nevada, and UNLV. Ostrander comes through almost a half a lap lead right now over Colorado State, Wyoming, and Fresno State. Everson now in fifth for the Air Force Academy. Meanwhile, Ostrander comes back around the turn one more time through as Utah State, Nevada, and UNLV come through. And the bell lap for Allie Ostrander, the freshman for Boise State, leading the anchor leg for the Broncos. Fresno State currently second, then Wyoming, and Colorado State, and then Air Force. Ostrander coming through. The freshman from BYU handling the anchor leg for the Broncos. She'll come through and will claim the title in the distance medley for the women. Allie Ostrander. If it holds up, that will be a new Mountain West Championship meet record for the Broncos. Meanwhile, Fresno State finishes second. Wyoming a fine final leg. They will finish third. Everson has a fine final lap. They finish fourth, followed by Colorado State in fifth. Here comes New Mexico, 4-6, then Utah State, and then Nevada. And we'll bring in UNLV to close out the women's distance medley. Once again, looks like a championship meet record for Boise State in the distance medley relay to kick things off a little bit here at the Indoor Championships. Just to show you the kind of talent we've got in the Mountain West, especially when you get to this area distance medley. Boise State did set a new Mountain West Championship meet record, and we congratulate them. Guess what? So did Fresno State, Wyoming, Air Force, and Colorado State. The first 5 teams all broke that record. That's pretty impressive and a great way to continue to kick things off here at the Indoor Championships. Nevada was in 8th at 11:49.14. Utah State in 7th, 11:48.06. New Mexico in 6th, 11:46.50. Colorado State in 5th, 11:37.07. Air Force in 4th at 11:36.60. Our top 3. In 3rd place, they ran 11:31.66. The University of Wyoming, Lauren Hamilton, Kimberly Robertson, Cassidy Mead, and Audra DeStefano. The Cowgirls of the University of Wyoming. In 2nd place, they ran 11:28.45. The Fresno State Bulldogs, Megan Parachalski, Nyla Harris Murillo, Desiree Johnson, and Anna Marie Schwantz. And the champions of the Mountain West for 2016, a new championship meet record of 11:16.41. The Boise State Broncos, the team, Alexis Fuller, Chastity Love, Sadie Henderson, and Allie Ostrander. Congratulations to our women's distance medley. For those of you on the stream, we'll be back with you in a few moments once we get the pentathlon 800 ready to get underway.